Hi, my name is Linda Holler, and I would like to tell you a little bit about Graphics Toolbox, how it was created, and how it's opening up the world of graphics to all computer users. Until Graphics Toolbox was developed, graphics programs have been either too basic with limited functions or too difficult for average computer users to use. GT takes the capabilities of professional-level graphics software programs and simplifies them for daily life. In fact, all of the images that you will be seeing here have been created in Graphics Toolbox by students and adults untrained in Photoshop or other graphics programs. Graphics Toolbox is my brainchild. Let me share with you a little of our story. I began a career in fashion over 25 years ago. I attended college before PCs were commonplace. My one computer requirement was a Fortran programming class. So when I began working in New York City's garment district, colored markers, graph paper, and foam core boards were a designer's primary tools. As computers proved their value, I began learning common programs like MS Word and Excel, but I was continually frustrated with the illogical steps and unhelpful help messages that were part of the process. Like most working adults, I needed to find the fastest and easiest means to get my job done, and since I worked in fashion, it had to be creative too. In 1997, I met William Cho on a business trip to Hong Kong. William is the founder of PrimaVision and Color Matters textile and apparel software programs, and had been designing graphic software since 1994 for the garment and textile industries. His focus has always been simplicity of graphics operation. If we can use 2 mouse clicks instead of 3 to accomplish a function, then he designs the software so that only 2 clicks are needed. Surrounded by the image, color, and pattern of the fashion world, I became a loyal Color Matters software user. I taught myself the program and found the color, drawing, and manipulation tools to be fast and easy to use. I didn't have time in my busy life to learn the complicated terminology and cumbersome steps of other graphic programs. Along the way, I began using Color Matters for all of my personal graphic needs too, like designing party invitations, editing photos, recoloring images, and much more. 2 years ago, the light bulb went on, and I realized that normal computer users didn't have an easy-to-learn and use professional-level program for their daily graphic needs. Ironically, in this era of high technology, most computer users settle for clip art and scavenged images to embellish their reports, flyers, newsletters, and invitations. Most people don't know that they can enhance and customize their work with their own graphics. Professional graphic designers understand that using the right graphic, choosing the right font, adding the right border are key to grabbing the viewer's attention. But average computer users were unaware or intimidated by graphics because they didn't have the right tools. I began working with William to create Graphics Toolbox, marrying the ease of the professional Color Matters graphics functions with the needs of the average computer user. We removed functions that were specific to fashion and created an extensive range of user-friendly, professional-level graphic tools for people's daily graphic needs. Now everyone can edit their photographs or graphics by selecting only a portion of them, or combining more than one to make the perfect image. Tonal and flat color changes are fast and easy. Graphics Toolbox includes exclusive libraries of elements like fancy lines, ribbons, and daily life color cards, and we can copy and paste final images into other Windows programs, or save them in any of the industry-accepted bitmap graphic file formats. This project utilized graphic experts in 5 countries across 3 continents. The design team at Great Software Tools recognized that most other software programs being used for graphics were designed for other uses. For instance, Adobe Photoshop is an excellent but complex photo editing program, and many people over the years have had to use it as a general graphics manipulation design package. They didn't have better options. Most other graphics software packages are also not designed from day one to keep things simple for the end users. Then, as new programming was built upon the original design, the functions became more and more complicated for everyone other than professionally trained designers. For the rest of the computer-using population, those programs are difficult to learn and awkward to use. Established software programs are continually being upgraded and new innovative products are launched, but very few are really designed with the daily needs and the logic of the user in mind. Graphics Toolbox was developed to fill the void and give people of all ages the tools they need to be creative, informative, and effective while having fun in the process. The applications for GT are expanding every day. In the development stage, I intended to focus on the digital scrapbooking market. But about a year and a half ago, my 9-year-old son kept asking me to teach him the program. He started to do amazing homework assignments on Graphics Toolbox, and teachers and fellow students began to take note. I did too. Not only was I very proud of the good grades that he received, but I realized that I had raised the bar on the quality of his projects. At 9 years old, he was creating professional-looking assignments and learning more in the process. As students and teachers began using GT, I learned more about how it was changing the way they think. They started to look for the symbolism and design in the images around them and apply that knowledge into their own work. Our teachers began telling me that they began teaching students about color, balance, and line from day one in kindergarten, but it all goes out the window when they have to create a social studies or language arts poster. Graphics Toolbox gives students of all ages and academic capabilities the tools to create effective and dynamic projects. But GT is not just for schools. Graphics Toolbox serves the needs and lifestyles of almost everyone. We live in a content-rich world, and the individuals and companies that grab our attention get our business. It doesn't matter if we are hairstylists, architects, excavators, website designers. In all fields, it's important to look professional, successful, and different than everyone else. Businesses of all sizes need to develop logos and marketing materials and present their data and images in persuasive and effective formats. Graphics Toolbox gives business professionals at all levels the tools they need to convey their message and impress their audience by adding graphics into their documents, proposals, sales charts, websites, and more. Research clearly demonstrates that adding pictures to text has a dramatic impact on the viewer. Look at the two samples of a report on consumer behavior. The text is exactly the same, but which would you choose to read first? Doesn't the one with the customized graphics make a bigger impact? To quote the developmental molecular biologist John Medina, director of the Brain Center for Applied Learning Research at Seattle Pacific University, and author of the book Brain Rules, "We are incredible at remembering pictures. Hear a piece of information, and 3 days later you'll remember 10% of it. Add a picture, and you'll remember 65%. Professionals everywhere need to know about the incredible inefficiency of text-based information and the incredible effects of images. Burn your current PowerPoint presentations and make new ones." End quote. Graphics Toolbox is an obvious choice for hobbyists. Scrapbooking is going digital. It's a natural evolution, and Graphics Toolbox is ready to help. With digital cameras, photos are naturally on our computers. No need to print them and glue them to the page. Build the page around them. Exciting digital kits are easy to download and much cheaper than the 3D equivalent. And storage. Devoted scrappers are running out of room to store all the papers and stamps and templates and embellishments and die cutters and... Economy may be the most convincing reason for the devoted scrapbooker to go digital right now. Her budget may not allow her to buy expensive new equipment and supplies, but she can still express her creativity and archive lasting memories in the world of digital scrapbooking. We have found that Graphics Toolbox liberates people with graphics the way that word processing software revolutionized typing. William and I are excited to enable computer users untrained in graphic design to add their own customized graphics into their work, school, and home environments. Graphics Toolbox opens up the world of color, design, and imagination to computer users of all ages and walks of life. We are confident that we can change the way people look at graphics, and we hope that you will join our growing family of Graphics Toolbox enthusiasts.